5-yard line. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Davis. Knocked off his feet.
You see this more and more in college football. Motion the running back out of the backfield. What am I looking for? I'm looking to see if it's man coverage. Does the linebacker go and chase him? If he does, guess what I get to do? Take advantage of my matchup. I like my speed better than yours.
Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Brown wants to pass. Under fire. Blasted as he lets it go. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Stanford could choose to go for it all here on 2nd and inches. They'll ride Davis here. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Nice job being physical by this offensive line, getting the first down, and what do they do right away? Right back on the football, ready to run some tempo.
Wants to throw on first down. Working that left side. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. To the air on first down. Firing to the end zone. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I know that shot down the field was incomplete, but you got to keep taking shots. Those receivers love to go deep. Gives them a breath of fresh air. They get more excitement. They're going to the quarterback with a little bit more juice because you know you're feeding them. So I would keep taking deep shots down the field.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. A strike downfield. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. Stanford wants to push the pace. Brown will throw it. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
And this offense shows right away on first down. They're willing to pass down here. Does this soften them up a little bit for the run here on 2nd down and goal?
They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. With jet sweep pass. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And the offense, they don't choose to go downhill, be physical. They try to get it on the perimeter. Stay away from some of those defensive linemen. But you can tell, DBs, linebackers, not scared. Nice job playing fast, trusting their eyes, and forcing a 3rd down.
And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. Play number 10 on this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Wants to throw again. And the defense drags him down.
And I tell you what, he drops back to pass, nothing really open, tries to scramble, but now because he got a little bit more yards, is this maybe decision time on 4th and goal, down by more than a field goal? This might be time to go for it.
Wants to pass. Hit as he throws. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
I'll tell you something, in college football, you're lucky if you get 2 interceptions in a season. This guy now has 2 interceptions. In the first half of this game, he's been reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has been everywhere, an absolute baller.
Starting to feel a little pressure. Wide open downfield. Breaks into the open. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And I love that play call. There's a great example of sudden change situation, right? Your defense gets the turnover. You get it right back. The very first play, let's be aggressive. Let's take a shot and see if we can catch the defense napping. Boy, oh boy, did that ever work out great.
And they can't make the connection going for a big play on first down.
And that is not where you want to miss. You do not want to miss high over the middle. A lot of that times that turns into an interception. He doesn't get that, but he's got to lower that football and give his receiver a chance to make a play on it.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? He'll pitch it. They believe in this running game, and he's out across the 40 to the 43 before going out of bounds. And the Mustangs come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air, it's Nelson. Missed his receiver there, it's incomplete. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play, they'll go back to the air. Right on target this time. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. They cross midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Rose. Caught, and he's close to a 1st down on the nice pickup there.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
2nd and short, maybe looking for a shot. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
Great coverage, great break on the ball. Had a chance to really make a big play and maybe even take that thing back to the house. But you got to secure the catch. We like to hit people more than we like to catch balls.
Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a 1st at the 29. The Mustangs pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Man, it's so hard to play defense nowadays. You got a strike zone where you can hit people. You get flagged for targeting. You get flagged for pass interference. That was beautiful. Great job in the end zone, making it a hard window to throw into. And when he caught...
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Sends it back in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. The sure hands, it's Davis. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Stanford quickly to the line. Brown wants to pass. Got a man. It's Hall. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They got it out to the 41 with the 1st down.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last first down gets them a little bit of confidence.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly to the tight end. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard run.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Looking to the big tight end. Working the middle. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming. Brown will throw it. Makes the grab. It's Davis. And they pick up just a few on that completion. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Despite failing earlier on 4th down, they will try again here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires to the wideout. It's incomplete, and the defense makes a stop and gets the football back.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass. You saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
Pressure coming. They get to him as he throws.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Card in the backfield. It's strong. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. Just enough time for one final play of the half. The offense changing the play. Looking downfield on 1st down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Got some room to run. And he'll be brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Stanford will boot it away to start this second half. Coming out with it, it's Vincent. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. It's Nelson. He'll off one deep down the left side. He's got it for a big play. Open spaces. Touchdown, SMU. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Quickly out to the tight end. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. Throws for the tight end. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to...
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort. Right now, they're making the most plays.
Quickly complete. He's brought down at the 49. That is well short of the 1st down. Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. Early movement on the offense, and they'll push it back 5 yards. Not much of a decision to make there, as the defense will move them back. Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw, it's Nelson. Here comes the heat. He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
And the Mustangs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Spits it out to the back. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
He hurls one deep down the left side. Got it. Almost took. The way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up 1st and goal.
I would love to sit here and tell you that was the greatest play call ever, and the offensive coordinator is a genius. I think that was some really bad defense.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. The Mustangs are threatening on 1st and goal.
Here we go, set.
They'll try to get it in with the run. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
And you got to focus, right? The first thing you're looking at as a defensive lineman, the first thing you understand is the ball starts with a snap count. I have to line up, see the ball. When the ball moves, I move. I know it's simple, but you still see guys jumping off sides all the time.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. A pass in these tight quarters, if you're going to put the ball up, you'd like to think that you'd either have space or get it downfield a little bit.
Yeah, I like the defense understanding where the end zone is and then defending that line. It's okay to make the catch. Just got to make sure you get the ball carrier down in the field of play.
And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. And here they come to give it another shot on 3rd and goal from the 3. Pushes for the goal line. Touchdown, Mustangs! Great job by the back on the option.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
And the extra point makes it 28-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and closed the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Brown wants to pass. Here's the pressure. He's going to take off.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. Shakes off the defender. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Looking to throw for it. Pocket breaking down. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down.
Well, Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And for quarterbacks throwing the ball down this close to the goal line, because there's so many bodies in such a small space, oftentimes routes take a little bit longer to develop, and it forces quarterbacks to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. That's the risk and danger with throwing the ball so close to the goal line. You might get sacked.
All right, let's get it.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game. And someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Brown will throw it. Unleashes to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cardinal.
I'm going to spread you sideline to sideline with all my speed, make you cover the whole field. Nice job by the offense, going with a little spread look, taking advantage of the speed they had on the field, and getting the big touchdown.
Getting aggressive here and going for 2. From the gun, looking for a man. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's not going to take the touchback. Makes a move. He's on the loose. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you can tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Ball is out behind the line. Defense got it. They're on the run. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
And the Mustangs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And the defense is finally able to find an answer for this quarterback's legs. He's been killing them early in the game, already over 40 yards rushing. Here we are now, though, in the second half. And it looks like they've made a few adjustments. That time, they were able to get in the backfield, get to him, and bring him to the ground.
That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. And that'll not only be a first down, it'll be first and goal from the 7.
Sometimes as a quarterback, you just need to take the game over yourself. You need points to win, and it's going to come down to you throwing it or maybe running it like you just saw there to get that done.
looking to run. Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
The play action fake. Here's the heat. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
I got to be honest. I know the defense respected this guy's running ability. I don't know, though, if they knew it was this good. He has been gashing them in this game with his legs, and already you're seeing the defense now make some adjustments to slow this guy down. They were able to get him to the ground. He's still got a couple yards, but this has got to continue for this defense. You know he is going to carry the ball.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
He didn't get there. 4th and goal from the 1, and they are stuffed.
It is what it is. There's no pressure. This game's over. You're up by a ton of points. They're not going to come back here in the 4th quarter. So you're just trying to put up more stats. And listen, stats count. Like, we all count our stats. At the end of the season, we look up, you got 1,000 yards receiving. Like, all these plays still matter.
Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Brown wants to pass. Quick completion on the out. And he'll go down, but he has enough for the first down. New set of downs after the completion.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the first down. They've now got to communicate the next play call.
Makes a grab on the shot. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Wants to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Knocked down at the 29-yard line. Picked up 15 yards on the play, and he's got a first down. They just keep firing. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync.
Got enough space. Touchdown, Stanford. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Yeah, nice pitch, nice catch. And listen, maybe this helps next game, right? Like, we're trying to find a rhythm, find something that works, find somebody to go to. And this offense is struggling. You're down by 1,000, but I like that they continue to fight.
And he tacks on the extra point. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. And he's going to bring this one out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but Jesse...
Looking for a deep man. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
They'll run the option. Now the toss. Still on his feet at the 35. Breaks away on the left. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, SMU! And the pummeling has started. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
running back catches it and does the rest.
He does, and he also had good blocking downfield, too. Some of those receivers outside helping him out, but, man, with his speed when he's on the perimeter, the options executed that well, it is virtually impossible to stop.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game. Complete to the left. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. With the catch, it's Davis. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Stanford wants to push the pace. And, Jesse, there's a huge mountain to climb here, but you might as well start with a chunk play.
Well, you got to start somewhere, Reese. It's been tough going for this offense all game long. They find themselves in a hole, but I love the aggressive nature. Keep taking shots. Keep trying to claw your way back into this one.
That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Brown will throw it. He wants it all. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Everybody needs a little luck, and the offense just got it by falling on that fumble.
The ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Looking to throw. He'll take a shot. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly, baby.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
Dropping back, it's Nelson. Makes the grab. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I think really good wide receivers do a good job of making every route kind of look the same. You could tell this looked like a vertical route. So if I'm a DB, I'm bailing, and all of a sudden he sits that hitch down. Nice job by the wide receiver, creating enough separation to create a positive gain.
Pinned just inside their own 20. They need to convert on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Pulls it in, it's Rhodes. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one.
And at some point for the defense, I'm just thinking, hey, man, like, it's got to be somebody else. I mean, the big tight end has made play after play after play today. And we know if it gets close in the fourth quarter, they're going to look his way, so the defense really needs to have a plan.
And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And how about the coverage on the back end by this defense, man? Great job. Nobody's open. He's looking for somebody to make a play. We've seen him already take off, make plays with his feet, but he tries to do it with his arm, and the defense gets home.
On the move to the right, looking for a big one. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. Some might have the philosophy to milk the clock. Others have this philosophy: just keep going at them.
Until you stop me. And I think the offense, you can tell, it's pretty clear. They're going to keep their foot.
Looking for the end zone. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Nelson. Rushes on him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this.
Intercepted to stop the threat. Takes it the other way. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Never say die attitude, and I love that, especially in these young players, because they're out there competing. And I know the scoreboard right now doesn't look pretty. They're not going to come back and win this football game, but I just love kids that are competing until there's zero.
Turns on the Jets. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
Good enough for a first down.
To the air on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Brown. Makes the tackle at the 23-yard line. Give him 10 yards and enough for the first down.
That's a first down for the offense.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Davis. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
First and goal.
They get him in the backfield, and he loses 3 on the play. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble. You cannot give up as many sacks as they have in this game and expect to win.